Good morning, children. This video is for class 5th English literature of the 4th chapter, Mr. Rabbit is a Good Fisherman. One day, Mr. Rabbit and Mr. Fox were busy clearing a ground for planting some pear trees. The sun was shining bright and the day was very hot. Mr. Rabbit wanted to take rest, but he was very much scared of Mr. Fox, so he did not move away from there. Somehow, when he was very much tired, he came up with an excuse and moved from the ground. Now, he was searching a place to take some rest. He came across a well where there were 2 buckets hanging in it with a rope over the wheel. Mr. Rabbit immediately thought that this was the best place inside the well to take rest and to cool off. He jumped in one of the bucket, and because of his weight, the bucket went inside the well. Now, the bucket, after going inside, it got settled on the water level. Mr. Rabbit got very much scared. He knew that if he shakes his body, if he tries to move, the bucket would tilt and Rabbit would die into the water. So he just stood lying still on the bucket. Now, Mr. Rabbit, on the other hand, he saw Mr. Fox. Okay, on the other hand, he saw Mr. Rabbit that he skipped away. So Mr. Fox tried to follow him and search him. While searching, he came up through the well where Mr. Rabbit went in. Mr. Fox, he called out for Rabbit and asked that, "Hey, oh, Rabbit, who are you visiting down there?" Now Mr. Rabbit don't know what to reply. He just said that, "Oh, who? Me? Oh, I'm just fishing, Mr. Fox. I thought of giving you a surprise with all these fishes, and so here I am watching fish for our dinner. There are lots of them, Mr. Fox. The water is naturally alive with them. Come down and help me haul them up." Okay, now this was the reply Mr. Rabbit gave. Now, Mr. Fox, when he heard that there are so many fishes in the water, immediately he jumped onto the second bucket and started to go down. Now, because of the weight of Mr. Fox was heavier than Mr. Rabbit. Mr. Fox went in and Mr. Rabbit, he came up. After coming up, Mr. Rabbit, he hopped out of the bucket and straight away ran to the villagers, went and said them that there is a fox who is into the well and who is mudding up the drinking water. When the villagers heard this, they immediately ran towards the well. They found Mr. Fox in the well and saved him. The villagers took out Mr. Fox from the well, thinking that Mr. Fox has fallen into the well accidentally. Rabbit was really very wise because he knew that if the villagers caught the rabbit, they would definitely eat him. But if the villagers catch the fox, nobody will eat a fox. So like this, Mr. Rabbit saved both the lives, his life and also his friends Mr. Fox's life. Okay. Now, they both saved their lives and started planting the tree again. After many years, many times, Mr. Rabbit always used to think about this particular incident and laugh loudly. And Mr. Fox, on the other hand, would always used to scowl and say nothing. So this is the story. Read it.